Finally, you all have been waiting for that moment. Today, on the Canadian Way, the 2021 Ford F-150 XLT, the most sold vehicle in Canada. Built off! Big thank you to PEA Excavation to let us review this truck.
Bonjour, hi, I'm here again. So I've borrowed this F-150 from one of our viewers. The Ford F-Series arrived on the Canadian market in 1948. Over here, we have the latest generation. I'm gonna have to put myself like this, there's wind. Over here, we have the 14th generation. 14, which begin in 2021. And here, as you might imagine, we have a 2021. The starting price of the F-150 in Canada at the beginning of the year, before the market became insanely crazy, was $28,000. But now it's $34,000. Nothing has changed, but it's now $34,000. Over here we have an XLT model with the 302A package, which is a package of options full of nickname, with the tow package, 2.7 EcoBoost, and all that jazz, which is around $60,000. Actually, the owner of the truck bought it at the beginning of the year, so he paid $55,000, but now with COVID, it's now $60,000. So, as you can see, all the trucks we're comparing are around $60,000 and are all work trucks that are well equipped for everyday driving. So we can happily say that every truck we review on the Canadian Way are fairly comparable. The new F-150 look like if the previous generation have a romantic adventure with a Silverado. I mean, look. Look like a mix of F-150 and Silverado. A lot of people don't like it. Personally, I think it looked better than the previous one. I think the previous one looked like a pickup interpretation of the Ford Fusion first gen, which wasn't that great. The hood is a lot more muscular and the new headlight doesn't look like a Fusion anymore. Thank God. And the grille, like every pickup, is massive, really big, and like every truck in this class, you have massive tow hooks. On the side, you can see two things. First, the F-150 has the lowest ride height of its class by like 2 inches. It's still a lot of ride height, but it's the lowest. Second, you can see why the Ford F-150 has the biggest payload in its class. The rear end is higher than the front end. The truck is like this. Right now it's a bit hard to see, but check out every 150 you're gonna see on the road. They're all like this. I'm exaggerating, but they are like this. Here are massive mirrors. This is the tow mirror that come with the tow package, because the tow package, it's an option. And you got some lights on it, which are pretty practical to see all around you. Over here, you have your F-150 badge to brag about, and it's written right under it, XLT. In the rear, you can read Sport 4x4. I'm pretty sure this thing can win the 24-hour of Le Mans. This is really a sports car. As you can see here, this is a crew cab with a 5.5 foot long bed. The build quality and paint quality are very good, but every 150 has an advantage and at the same time an issue. The old body is made out of aluminum. It's a hard word to say for a French Canadian. It allows the truck to be lighter and save fuel. Plus, it doesn't rust, which is amazing for Canadian road. But if you bent it or crush it or whatever happened to your work truck, because don't forget, at the base it's a work truck, it's gonna be freaking expensive to replace. And it's a lot easier to bend aluminum than bend steel. Trust me, I'm a machinist. One nice feature of the Ford is that pad over here, which allows you to tap a code to unlock your door, so you can leave your key in the truck and not risking to losing it while doing some rafting with your date. This truck is not even 1 year old. Look at the bottom. It's already destroyed. That's really sad. In the rear, you have your tow hook with your plug for a trailer, which come with the towing package because it's an option. And you have, as you can see, lights, which are pretty practical when it's dark and you want to get to your tailgate. Again, I'm like this, it's because of the wind. Ford finally, for 2021, arrived in 2007. Check this out. The tailgate doesn't fall. Congratulations, Ford. Over here we have a 2014 Tundra, and the Tundra is a truck that brings this tailgate technology to the world. Let's see how it works. You can see it's a lot quicker than the Ford. I mean, it's normal. They did it right the first time. Oh, by the way, Ford is happy to brag about how easy his tailgate is to close because it's aluminum and it's very light and you can close it with one hand. Good job, Ford. Lights all around it, but you can open it like the Ram. You really need to go inside to press on the bottom, and you have hooks everywhere. You don't really see them right now because it's a work truck. The guy uses it every day to work, and I'm not gonna start to move everything around, and he's gonna lose all his stuff after. You also have here a ruler for when you want to cut stuff in the back of your truck. You're bringing a saw to cut it on your tailgate. I'm not sure. Anyway, and you got what start the war, or how to get a tailgate in a very complicated way. The stairs. Deploy the stairs. You need to press on the bottom over here, which is unlabeled. You need to pull it, then you deploy it. And now, like every man, you can just climb in. But let's say you're a bit short. Deploy the shaft. This is the Ford shaft. It's for men. It's a huge shaft. And then I can climb in easily and still not understand why it's made for. Like I mentioned earlier, the Ford F-150 is lower than its rival. So I got another trick to get in the tailgate. That's it. Getting in the rear seat of the F-150, as you can see, the door opens pretty wide. The access is fairly easy thanks to these footsteps, which are optional. As you can see, I got a ton of room. The front seat is at its backup maximum position. No problem there. I got a ton of headroom too. I would say though it's a bit tighter than all of its rival because the crew cab of the F-150 is a bit smaller than all of its rival. It's kind of in between the double cab and the crew cab of the others. So on the rear of the F-150, I know there's a lot of stuff. It's a work truck. The guy uses it every day to work. So I'm sorry for all the stuff, but I ain't gonna start to move it all because he need it on Monday. You got all kind of outlets. As you can see, you got a 12 volt, you got a USB port, you got a house outlet here, which is again very nice, and you have some climate vents, but nothing to control the climate in the back, sadly. The door look very nice. You have a ton of storage space, and again you got that very cool handle. Getting in the front seat of the F-150, the door opens pretty wide like always. I know it's dirty, it's a work truck. The access is very easy. I got a ton of space. The driving position is great, although the visibility is not that great and the dash is a bit low. The overall presentation and fit and finish of the Ford is very good. Big improvement compared to the previous one, and it's a very nice place to sit. The panel is very nice looking. It has this kind of drawing here which look very nice. It has very nice material, and you have a ton of storage under it. Very nice. And when you want to open the door, look where the handle is. I really love the way they integrate the handle. Nice job, Ford. Next to the steering wheel over here, you have bottom to open your light on your mirror, which can be practical. A bottom to open the tailgate. A bottom for the light of your tailgate. Your switch here for your headlights. I don't think it's the best place to put it, but you just leave it in auto anyway. And you have a function here to adjust your pedal, which is very great. And you also have your parking brake. Cluster have all kind of function that allows you to control your center screen in the vehicle, which is very nice, and it's very simple to use. It takes around 5 minutes to get used to it, and that's it. On the steering wheel, you have your cruise control, which is not adaptive. You have your lane keep assist. It doesn't correct the vehicle though. All it does, it's telling you that you're crossing the line. You have all your Bluetooth and your radio function. One funny thing, you only have one handle on your steering column, and it's for your blinker, which I hate the sound of it personally. That's personal, but I can't stand that noise. Listen, it's very annoying. And you have your wiper actuator. You also have your high beam when you push on it. Next to the steering, I would say it's well hid though. You have your engine start button. Right now it looks nice, but when you're sitting in the truck, okay, it's there. And you have your Pro Trailer Backup Assist, which is a system that helps you to back up your trailer. I didn't try it, so I can't tell you if it's really great or not. Personally, if you can back up a trailer, you can drive a truck. Infotainment system is a little bit slow, but it worked really great. No problems there. One thing though, you got your navigation over here. You have a map and everything, but if you press on recharge, sorry, you don't have that function. So you're telling me that I got the entire map, but I can't use it? That's a big insult. Seriously, that's a big insult. Also, the sound system is very good, and there's a section called function where you have all kind of assists, like driving assist, lights around the truck. There's a section called towing. When you go on it, let's say you have different towing, you can choose which towing you have, and it's gonna adjust the intensity of your brake in function of the trailer you're pulling, which is very nice. On the top of this infotainment system, you got the bottom that stops your engine from stopping at the stoplight. You have your camera. When you press on it, you see your backup camera, which by the way isn't the best definition you can have. You have your hazard light and your traction control switch off. Over here you have the switch to adjust the power of your trailer brake, and next to it you have your all-wheel drive system, and you have a bottom over here to lock your rear diff. Under the sound system, you got the knob to adjust your volume, adjust your sound, and change of track and all that kind of jazz, which is pretty nice. And you have your AC system, which has two big knobs and very big bottom, very easy to use. You also have your heated seat switch, which is very nice. One thing I don't like though is the quality of the plastic around it. Very, very, very cheap. Very, very sad. And another thing I realized, let's say I want to move the stuff under it. Oops, I just adjust the temperature, just adjust the fan speed with my hands. So you need to be careful with that. The center console here has a big, nice storage space with USB port and charging port for your cell phone. You have another storage space here, two cup holders there, and you got the famous Ford shifter. First off, it's the only truck with a shifter over there, and Ford realized that it takes space, so you press on the bottom over here and it makes a lot of noise and get in the center console, and everybody's like, now you got a flat surface. That's really nice. I'm gonna give you a trick, Ford. If you put your shifter right there where there's nothing, like a column shifter, you have space. Woohoo! And another thing about the shifter, look how flimsy it is. And I mean, if I put it in gear, it still is flimsy. Not that great shifter feel at all.
The center console is massive. You got a ton of space, but it's not enough big to fit a computer though, unlike the Ram. And you have a little charging port over here.
Under the hood of the F-150, there's 6 engines available. This one is a V6 3.3 liter, which produces 290 horsepower, 265 foot-pound of torque, and seriously, won't work hard with that. Second one is a 5 liter V8, which produces 295 horsepower and 400 foot-pound of torque. This engine has issue with oil consumption after 130,000 kilometers or more, so I don't recommend this engine. This one is a V6 3 liter turbo diesel, which is built to rivalize with the little Duramax I reviewed the other day, and it produced 150 horsepower and 440 foot-pound of torque. Pretty good numbers. One is the 3.5 EcoBoost. It's called EcoBoost because when you're not working with the truck, it's Eco, and when you're working with the truck, it's just boost, and it's taking all your money out of your wallet because it drinks a ton of gas. It produces 375 horsepower and 470 foot-pound of torque. Very, very good numbers. And in the Raptor, it produces 510 foot-pound of torque. You can also have a hybrid version of that engine, which produces around 400 horsepower and 560 foot-pound of torque. And finally, you have the engine over here. It's a 2.7 EcoBoost. Produce 325 horsepower, 400 foot-pound of torque at 2,750 RPM, which is pretty good. All of these engines are matched to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and it allows this particular truck to average around 10.3 liter per 100 kilometer. But the owner of that truck tow a little bit with that. He says he's around 9 liter per 100 kilometer when he's not towing, which is very, very, very good. In terms of reliability, EcoBoost, not the best. Sadly, when you think about it, your fuel economy might get chew when your turbo are gonna go out. They're around $3,000 each, including labor. So $6,000 to replace both turbos. They better not let go early. Front independent suspension with McPherson and disc brake, and rear solid axle with leaf spring and disc brake too. The lowest trim of the F-150 can tow 5,000 pounds, and the highest trim 12,700 pounds. But like I mentioned, it's more than adequate for 9,000 pounds, because over that start to be a lot of weight for a pickup.
Driving the F-150. First thing I notice, you're sitting higher than the previous generation of F-150s, and you see better. Is it tremendously better? No, I still don't know where my front end finish, but actually it's better than before, and it's better than the Sierra. Not as good as the Ram though. The Ram is a little better, and not as good as the Tundra. The Tundra is the king of visibility. Let's talk a bit about the visibility, because it's something that I've been talking a lot about during all these truck review. This is what I see when I'm driving the F-150. I have to move my head forward to really see the end of the hood, and I don't really see that well. Luckily, the windows are now bigger, which really help, but the visibility is just okay. Better than the Sierra, but not as good as the Ram. Now I'm sitting in the Tundra. Look at the visibility I have. I see everything. I know where the front end of my truck is. I know where I see easily the yellow line when I'm next to it. I mean, I can see the freaking door handle. That's how good the visibility of the Tundra is, and that's how far all of the Americans' truck are in terms of visibility compared to the Tundra. I mean, it's perfect. I can go at the strip club with my Tundra and see everything. By the way, ladies, I'm still single. Second thing you notice is the sound deadening. The sound deadening is good. Again, not as good as the Ram, better than the Sierra. You're very well isolated from the road. I would say it's comparable to a compact luxury car. Steering, like every pickup, completely disconnect from the road. You don't feel a thing. It's light. Like always, not that great. Handling. Ford doesn't get how to make his pickup agile in tight maneuvering. The F-150 still perform poorly. It's better than before, but still you're gonna need like two parking space to fit in one. Like if that truck was gigantic, or I don't know, but I don't understand how they missed that and the agility department like this. And to prove it to you, I brought a Tundra. Here we go. What I'm gonna do, it's a U-turn in this little road here, and I'm gonna make sure that my front end clear the corner over here. You see right there. So I'm gonna make a U-turn in a way that the corner of my truck is gonna arrive there, or as far as possible from this. First, let's begin with the Tundra. As you've seen, the Tundra performed very well, especially surprising for a vehicle that was developed around 2007. Over here we have a 2021, so should be a piece of cake, huh? It didn't go as planned. The F-150 performed poorly. I have to back up. This is a very wide street, and these trucks are pretty much the same size. The Tundra has a double cab while the F-150 has a crew cab, but the Tundra has a 6.5 foot long bed while the F-150 has a 5.5 foot bed. Brake pedal feel is a bit poor. It's spongy. Now let's see what the 2.7 has to offer us with the 10 speed. Oh, the truck moves. It moves. Oh, no problem there. It moves it's very quick. A lot of power. The turbo response is a bit laggy though. I would say things start to happen at around 1500 RPM, and then it really kicks at around 2500 RPM. But very nice engine. Transmission worked very well. Same transmission than the Sierra. It has 10 speed to keep it in the power band when you need it, because if it has, let's say, a 6 speed, the engine at low RPM would have probably some hard time. Suspension wise, the truck absorbed very well the bumps. When you hit a hump though, it's bouncy, and the ride quality is far from the Ram. There's a huge vagueness in the handling of the F-150 that the other truck doesn't have, and on that point Ford is not there. The handling of the F-150 is really not that great. Yeah, the F-150 handles poorly. It's bouncy in the bump while cornering. It's old school. That's what it is. The Sierra handles better, the Ram handles better, the Tundra handles better. In the corner with the F-150, you have that feeling of it's a bit scary actually. It wheel kicks. The old suspension is bouncy. The truck is bouncy when you hit bump. The F-150 bounce. That's it. Overall, the F-150 drive very well. It has a good sound deadening. It's a comfortable truck, although the suspension is a bit bouncy and the handling is poor, like really poor. So Andrew couldn't be here for the conclusion. He was busy. Second,
Good news! We know our microphone used to suck. We got a new one coming in soon on the channel. We still have a few videos with the whole microphone, but we're gonna have a new one that is gonna be way, way, way better. Now, let's talk about the F-150. Not the first time I drive an F-150. I never had the issue of the bouncing suspension. And I was talking to the owner of the F-150 that I review, who owns several and had several of these. And he said he has a 5-liter, the suspension was stiff like a rock. Then you have a XL with the STX package, and the truck was super comfortable with 20-inch wheel, and it was super comfortable. Here we have 18-inch and the truck is bouncing. So I studied that, and I found out the new F-150 is an evolution of the previous generation. And the previous generation have 5 types of suspension available. 5 types. The one I have was bouncing. Probably another version wasn't bouncing. And this one was even stiffer. And I don't know. There's so many versions. So I can't really say that it is an issue for the whole lineup. Although maneuverability, all the F-150s I've tried in my life have a terrible maneuverability. So that's an issue that Ford need to correct ASAP. I mean, I'm laughing at F-150s and drive-thrus where they climb on curbs and everything because they don't turn. I mean, it's terrible. So now, where do we place the F-150? The F-150 offers a ton of tools to work with the truck. A lot more tool than every other pickup available on the market. And there's a ton of options, and the price climb very fast. So you need to be careful if you choose an F-150. Mechanical wise, EcoBoost, like I said, not the most reliable mechanic, and turbo engine are known for higher cost of maintenance than atmospheric engine over time, and it's normal. So EcoBoost, I'm a bit split on it. I don't think it's worth the economy, but it has more power. The overall Ford F-150 reliability is average. You're gonna have issue here and there, issue with electrical issue. So the reliability is average. In the end, I can base my whole decision for the whole lineup of F-150 based on the truck I review. So I'm gonna recommend the F-150, but if you can test drive it before buying it, do it. So the F-150 is Canadian recommend.